I'm Scott Erbes, one of the Speed Art Museum's curators, here to share a final look at Kentucky's 19th century Shakers. Though the Shakers' beliefs were distinctive in many ways, they also followed the idealistic principles of established Christianity of their day. This included the compassionate welcoming of strangers. Sometimes the strangers in their midst were visitors, but they also welcomed those in need, including orphans and widowed women with their children. Now, there certainly was principled self-interest in their actions, because they hoped the arrivals would become converts. In the meantime, though, they would feed and clothe the arrivals and offer education to children. At the South Union community, for example, the Shakers in 1822 welcomed the widow Anne Fisher and her children, Anne, Samuel, Sarah, and Joseph. This was in mid-January, so it's easy to imagine Anne's predicament, a widow, facing the winter with her children in isolated rural Kentucky. The community housed the family together amidst the other Shakers, and it appears that Anne and her children remained with the Shakers for a number of years. This same principled compassion applied to orphans. Though orphans were periodically brought to South Union, the community ambitiously welcomed 18 orphan boys in 1843. Ranging in age from 8 to 13, the Shakers brought the boys to Kentucky from an orphanage in New Orleans. The Shakers' good intentions were mixed with what must have been culture shock and shock from upheaval among the boys. The boys' experience with the Shakers stretched over 20 years, but from the Shaker perspective, it was not entirely successful. In 1867, Achille Lope, the last of the original New Orleans orphans, left South Union at the age of 34. Reflecting on the experience, Shaker elder Harvey Eads wrote, "They are all gone and vanished out of sight in 24 years. It becomes a question of whether we are doing the best we can, or as we should, in taking in destitute children." To me, his words are a measure of true compassion. Could he and his Shaker brethren have done a better job for those in need? His sentiment seems so pertinent today in the face of this pandemic. How can each of us do better for those in need, be it our older neighbors, those who are dealing with this illness and the worry and the grief it can bring, those on the front lines in places like grocery stores and hospitals, and so many others? I think the Shakers had it right. There is always more that can be done. Thank you.